So we're with the one and only Eric Roberson. He was on the losing team today.
I gave my all. Look at my knee. Look, I'm bleeding. It's all for the kids. We trying to win it for y'all, but we came up a little short. We lost by 1 point, but it's all good. Shout out to Team Kindred. They won. It's a good rivalry. I'm looking forward to doing it next year.
Okay, good. So what brought you out here today?
Just good friends, man. You know, Kindred Family Soul. They amazing supportive. You know, now as a husband, as a father, and as an artist, I've watched them grow into who they are, and it's inspired me to have my family and have my career as well. So anything that they need, man, I'm big fans of theirs, and I saw that they were putting something amazing like this together. I wanted to be a part, so I'm glad I came out.
Good. So you will be performing next week, right?
Yes.
So where will you be performing?
Me and Jeff Bradshaw and Selena Johnson are doing Jazz on the Ave in Philly next Saturday. A free concert, man, so bring your kids. I love the fact that it's something where your kids can come to see our shows. They don't always get a chance to see us in the clubs and the venues, so it's a good time to do like outdoor events with a lot of kids. I'll probably bring my kids and everything to have a good time.
Good. So I met you at the D'Angelo show.
Yes, you did. I remember that day.
Yeah. Well, of course, I have my amazing thoughts about it. So what are yours?
It was a clinic, man. I mean, just phenomenal. I mean, just so many different levels. Like his musicianship, his artistry, his voice, the whole nine. But dude had like Jesse Johnson from Princeton Revolution Time on guitar. You know what I'm saying? Two background singers from New Brunswick, two brothers from New Brunswick, from where my wife is from, and I know them pretty well, so it was good. Very proud to see them up there. Chris Dave on the drums, I went to Howard with. So it was a good family reunion all across the board, man. You know, just to see those guys, real proud of what they put together. But the show was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was just really another level of musicianship and artistry.
Yeah. Any takeaways, because you said it was a clinic, any takeaways for your next few shows?
Well, you know, it's just something I would want my band to hear, because there's so many different levels of showmanship, and it wasn't that everybody was all like flamboyant and crazy. The showmanship came that everybody was their own character in their position, and no one was playing like so crazy out of pocket or crazy loud. It was just a togetherness, you know what I mean? And any chance you can get that, whether you're going to see Bobby McFerrin or D'Angelo, or you get a chance to see one of those aliens, which we call those aliens, you know, from just a different breed. It's always good for myself to see him, or good for my band to see him, or just whoever to see him, because we can always learn from that.
Yeah. So, are you going to be doing a tour on your own soon?
Yeah, well, I've been touring on my own. Now that I have kids, I pretty much do what we call parenthood touring. It's like from Thursday to Sunday, we kind of tour. Back Monday, I'm back taking the kids to school, you know, you know, changing diapers, all that fun stuff. But I'm pretty much touring that way for the rest of the year for the most part, yeah.
Anything in Philly coming up on your own?
You know, we are going to do TLA or World Cafe before the year is out.
Okay.
Just don't know when yet. We're still talking with them about to figure it all out. Just connecting. Right now, everything is Midwest and West Coast for what we're doing right now, and overseas. So.
What do you feel about the Philly scene in regards to R&B?
I mean, I love it. I mean, the history, not just from the last wave of the late 90s, early 2000s, but when you think back at the 70s and 80s, I mean, it's so much a rich history here, from songwriting, from production, and from artistry. And a lot of my friends that I have had the fortunate opportunity to write for come from here. I mean, I'm a Jersey kid, but many people think I'm from Philly, and I don't take offense to it, because I know how much time I've worked here and spent time here. So I got true love for Philly. You know what I mean? It's taught me a lot. I became an artist in my years of like Touch of Jazz Studios, like my artistry and finding who I was and like my voice from those years while spending time in Philly.
You know, I saw two of your people that you wrote for yesterday. So I covered the Soul School Festival with. That was headlined by Vivian Green, Big Daddy Kane, and Music Soul Child.
Dope.
So this was the first time I heard Emotional Roller Coaster live.
Oh wow!
And that was a song that, of course, you know, when you're 15, you don't really go through anything. I don't know why I connected to that song back then. But can you talk about the recording process of that?
Well, each one, you know, interesting when you talk music or you talk about Viv, both times we recorded were two different types of situations. But Viv was very much, she would come over, and she was like little sis, so we would talk about life, and we would talk about the breakups. She was going through a lot of tough breakups at that time. So we would talk for 2 hours or 3 hours, and then we would write about what we talked about. And that's how, you know, Emotional Roller Coaster and What Is Love and all those songs on that first album, how those really came about, because it really just came from her testimonies, you know what I mean? And music was somewhat like that as well. You know, the beautiful thing, man, is it's a blessing to watch people's dreams come true. You know what I'm saying? I remember music walking in the studio for the first time. I remember Viv when she was singing background for a guy named Malik Pendleton. That's where I met Viv at.
Okay.
You know, and she was this little girl reading The Miseducation of a Negro. She was reading the book. That's how we started talking, just over the book. And they said, well, you saying let's try to record some stuff. And lo and behold, you know, now people are touring and making a living doing what they love. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah. Let's talk about Merry Go Round, because that's like probably one of the best deep album cuts ever.
Man, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I mean, the bridge alone.
I mean,
there's a couple times in songs we had to write the letters down. I think Usher had that type of moment too.
No doubt.
But how did that, first of all, let's talk about the song overall and then the bridge.
Well, you know, the song, I actually wrote, it's a song called What Is Love on Viv's album, and Emotional What Is Love and Merry Go Round, I pretty much wrote the same day.
Oh, wow.
If you listen to the two songs together, you can hear the similarities, especially if you heard my version, you'll hear the similarities. But it was really like, if I was back then when I was a songwriter, I used to go like, let me try to write a song for Stevie Wonder, and then let me try to write a song for D'Angelo, whatever. So that day I was trying to write a song for Omar, the dude from London. So if you listen to the, so like when you listen to Merry Go Round, so I was really like trying to make some really like, I wanted everything to be very stiff and noisy. And music loosened it up, which made it more jazzy. But What Is Love was almost kind of, maybe if it's in love, and if it wasn't love, it was like, because that's how he was, Omar kind of sings in a very like monotone but styled way. And so those songs came out at the same time, and interesting enough, I didn't have a bridge. It was when music started recording with me, was when we came up with the bridge or the lettering and stuff like that. Which always happens, like, I used to always do that. I would write the first verse hook and the second verse hook, and I would leave it to do the bridge later once, like the new energy, like you want some new energy, something like, now we clear our mind, I've dumped everything I had, let's give it a week or two, and let's come back with something fresh, and that was a breath of fresh air to do like the lettering, you know what I mean? So it worked out, man.
So you're almost like a Philly resident at this point.
Yeah, I mean, from all the work I've done, I mean, I can't deny that. You know, it's all good.
And I mean, you live close by too, right?
I'm in South Jersey.
So is there an energy that you feel from Philadelphia as opposed to other cities?
Well, I get to travel a lot of cities, and what I will tell you is that what is in Philly is in a lot of other cities. In Washington, D.C., is in Chicago. What I will say is that Philly has been able to, in the most recent Philadelphia movement, as well as the last Philadelphia movement, has been able to keep it family-oriented or keep it in-house. Whereas if somebody blew up in Chicago, the industry kind of takes them out of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Or they're kind of in LA working, but bigging up Chicago. Whereas in Philly, it's kind of like, when somebody blows up Philly, they in Philly. You feel what I'm saying? And they're kind of like, so then everyone's going to benefit from it. That's why so many musicians from Philly are working right now, because when one guy took off, it was kind of like a contagious effect that everybody took off. You know what I mean? I can't say that for other cities.
Well, we're getting into it. So we'll see you next Saturday at the Jazz on the Ave, and we're looking forward to seeing you perform with Selena Johnson.
Trained, I'm just drawing from experience, worth more than millions. Holla if you feeling it. Real love that takes